So it's 9:30 a.m. Wednesday, January 3rd, and we're leaving Amarillo, Texas. We're just pulling out of the RV park, and we're leaving the Big Texan behind. I have to say, if you're ever in the area, you have to make a stop there. It's home of the 72-ounce steak challenge, which there's probably no way I would ever be able to even take a shot at completing it. It's basically where we have a 72-ounce steak, a dinner salad, I think a potato, a couple other sides, like some shrimp cocktails. To me, I think maybe the steak might be doable. It's doing all the sides with it. But yeah, anyway, it's home of the 72-ounce steak challenge and just a really cool place. So if you're ever in Amarillo, Texas, make sure you stop at the Big Texan. Getting that first fresh breath of Oklahoma air and filling up one last time. So if you didn't know, a quick history lesson, they call Oklahoma the Sooner State. So I looked it up on my phone. Famously, Oklahoma Territory was open for settlement through land claim races or land runs in 1889. So well over 100 years ago, thousands made their way to the Twin Territories to participate in the first of these dramatic events. Each race began with a pistol shot. So they shot a pistol off, and people that jumped the gun were called Sooners. So that's how this place got its name, if my phone is correct with the information that it's providing me. One thing you'll learn is I actually kind of am a little bit of a history junkie. Never really liked school, but if there was one thing I was good at and did enjoy and had some really good teachers in, it was history. But here's a look at the rig. It's all dirty. It looks like it's traveled a couple thousand miles. We were a little worried about this go-kart trailer making this trek. This thing sits a lot. It's been around a long time. My dad had it serviced and all the wheel bearings went through before we left. You're absolutely not gonna leave without it being looked at, but it's done its job. So far, so good. So we're fueling up. Next stop will be Shawnee. Okay, so you guys know how we were literally just talking about how everything has been perfect and went to plan. Can you tell them where we're going?
Goodyear Commercial Tire Repair Store.
Why?
We got a nail in the big rig.
So we have a nail in one of the back tire places. We're looking for tire places close to us. We found a Goodyear, but we were seeing if we even found like a local shop or something that's right where we're at. Well, we're in it's El Reno. We're in El Reno, Oklahoma right now, but long story short, we have a nail in one of the back tires on the RV, so since we have time, we need to take care of this now because this could hinder the later part of our trip, especially when we need to go from Shawnee to Chili Bowl Saturday night to make practice that morning. It's gonna be late. You don't wanna have any problems in those crucial moments when you don't have as much time as we do at the moment.
Listen, this is how you tell. Get your little baseball bat. Listen. Hard, soft. Hard, soft.
Yeah?
There you go.
So they're gonna be fixing this one up. So of course for them to do their inspection, they had to pull the wheel and tire off the rig. So they did that so they could begin their procedures. We thought there was possibly a nail. We quickly found out that that was not the case, and we were actually struggling to really find a problem with it, minus it just being a little low on air. So they filled it back up from 20 to 110 pounds, and that caused no problems, so that was a good sign. They also used some soapy water and put that everywhere where it possibly could be leaking. We didn't find anything, so basically it checked out. There was no problems. They put it back on and sent us on our way.
Figured I was going to get soaked for 200 bucks.
What?
I figured I was going to get soaked for 200 bucks. People in Oklahoma are all right. Go, wait. Go Huskers. No, it's not Huskers.
I said Sooners.
It's
Sooners.
Go Sooners. We're not in the Husker state. Sorry, Huskers.
So yeah, we basically just got a free, they pulled the tire off. They checked it for leaks. They put soapy water all over it. Couldn't find anything wrong with the wheel. Couldn't find anything wrong with the tire. So they aired it up to 110 pounds, put it back on, and we are on our way after about half hour, 45 minutes inside the shop.
Had a check valve leaking probably. Well, there's a valve inside of a valve, and the front valve was probably pushing on the back valve and just barely letting out.
And that's why it was a slow leak, but good that we got it taken care of, and now hopefully, fingers crossed, no problems the rest of the trip. There's the sign. We will be racing inside that building right there.
Oh, got that.
So we basically got to unhook the trailer, and there's a couple of different buildings. They're gonna use the dually, and they're gonna put it inside this building here. And then it's really nice, they have RV spots over this way, so we're gonna try to get one of those so we can be all plugged in. So we have this spot over here. We go in that building for our trailer. There's actually a lot of room for cars. They're probably gonna have over 300 total between all the divisions they have. So we're trying to be kind of more in the back, our own space, do our own thing, get through the weekend. But yeah, this is technically like their move-in day. That's good. That's perfect, as long as that's good with y'all.
Yeah, you're good.
Good to go.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I know they're on. For sure.
Definitely. So these guys got the trailer in. Kind of here in the back corner. Last year we came with some friends, so we had like 5 or 6 cars. This year we just got the one, so we got plenty of space. So this whole back building is gonna be full of carts and trailers, and this is actually like the overflow. So if you walk this way, you start heading towards staging. This room here is also gonna be full of just carts. They're not gonna put any trailers in here, I believe, but this room's gonna be full of carts. So we came from there. Heading this way, you head down here, which this connects to the next building, and there's actually another building too, and staging's actually through there. And what they do, no trailers are allowed in this, from what I know, and then you see they have all these numbered spots. So everybody pushes their cars inside, and it's almost like Knoxville in the infield or something, like you just get your pit stall with all your tools or whatever you'd like to bring in. Which for me, I kind of have a lot of stuff, so I like to, that's why, you know, we were allowed to have our back trailer way out there, which would technically be the farthest away from the track and the most walking and whatnot, but I'll sacrifice that all day long so I can load up my trailer every night, keep everything together. I don't think they probably ever really have any problems, but people leave their carts in here all weekend long, so that's why I didn't want to pit in here, because everyone just takes their tools and sets them here, and Thursday morning to Saturday night, and I don't know, I don't like to risk my stuff like that, so that's why we're parked over there. So now if you walk this way up, this is where you enter the track, and this is the place they call the heart of Oklahoma Speedway. The camera will never do the justice of this place, but talk about some serious banking. So if you're wanting to watch from actual grandstands, you would sit over there on the front stretch, and people also pit right here, so they watch literally just through the fence. There's basically no empty room in all the buildings on these fairgrounds and all the parking lots, because everyone parks their motorhomes or the rigs or the trailers, you know, to unload their cars. They park them there too, so there's just stuff everywhere. Last year when we finally got our stuff rolling at the end of the weekend and was able to win the 50-lap finale, it was right up on the boards. It kind of formed a cushion, maybe not necessarily like this they just put the track in, but it built like a really fluffy curb against the wall, and a little forgiving. You know, this material's a little sandy, like you could kind of bump into it and it wouldn't really upset your car, so you could really trust it, run it hard. But what I also like is you don't just have to rely on that totally. It's not like everyone's always right around the fence. You know, throughout the weekend we were running the middle, we were running the bottom, we were also up here up top. Sometimes it was fast, sometimes it was slow. The racetrack times are changing, and there's gonna be so many cars here, it's just going to be constantly moving from one to the next, and they're going to be out here, I'm sure, prepping it too, to bring it back, let it blow back off, you know, stay fast, get slow, and, you know, like I said, just being on top of the track prep with how many laps are going to be on this surface. Another interesting fact, I think this place is similar to Red Bluff. They hold other events in this building, so they're constantly taking this track in and out. But this is super nice. They have this all opened up, so I could kind of just do a quick lap around the track myself. Don't really notice anything too much different, maybe a little less banking. That's the only thing. It just doesn't seem like it might be as aggressive, but I haven't been here in 365 days, so I really don't know. Other than that, we're gonna give it our best go, and I'm excited to see how our car rolls around the track, considering now we have a whole, you know, weekend of notes to go off of from last year's win. All right, here's the fun part. We got to see how everything made it in the trailer. We have this thing so locked up that we didn't touch it all trip or check on anything because it's such a pain to get into. Dude, we have so much stuff. All right, I'm gonna try to get through here. Everything's good. The car, okay, well somehow the car got unratchet strapped in the front. That's not great. Which luckily it's in here good enough, like it obviously wasn't going anywhere. And yeah, all of our other stuff, I feel embarrassed to show you guys that all those boxes up there, that's merchandise and stuff for the week. So we're prepared for a pretty big week. We're obviously excited to see so many of our fans. And then a lot of this other stuff up here, which was more grouped together, as kind of expected, got thrown around. There really wasn't a better way to do it. But anyway, everything made it here. Tires stay on the tire rack, which they should have. But yeah, everything doesn't look too bad. The problem is this trailer's old, so our side door, we have to lock it differently, so we can't get in that way because of how it's locked, because it's locked from the inside, which is great. But then yeah, it allows it to where we can't really check on things. This is, like I said, the first time we're opening it all up. But I guess the good news is we made it to Shawnee. We're ready to take on the rest of the weekend. Here's kind of how it's gonna look. We are going to hot lap and run one heat race tomorrow. Then on Friday, we have another heat race and a qualifier, and all that combined, your points that add up between your 2 heats and your qualifier set you up for Saturday. And that's why it's so important to do well every single time you're on track. You don't get many opportunities, so you have to make the most of the times you're out there. And I'm excited. 18T is back. We're gonna see what we can do this weekend and try to bring home the big check at the end of it. So we're gonna do all we can, have an exciting 3 days here, then we're heading to Tulsa. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on our road trip. I always enjoy getting the chance to bring you guys across the country in the toter home. And now the hard work to get here is done, and now it's time to let the fun begin on track. See you guys all in the next one. We'll be bringing you along with us for Shawnee and then Tulsa in the Chili Bowl with Chad Boat. It's gonna be a great time. Stay tuned to get 2024 kicked off here with Tanner Holmes Racing. Deuces.